Welcome to the annual holiday tradition of the CX Passport First Class Lounge Recap. Today, I've got 6 first class lounges to share with you from folks from around the globe. Hope you enjoy listening to these as much as I enjoyed putting it together. We've got Ilenia from Italy, Sam from the U.S., Sarah from the U.S. as well, Enrique from Guatemala, Mili from Argentina, and Michael back from the U.S. Hope you all enjoy. And really what I want is for a wonderful, wonderful holiday season for you. Customer experience wisdom, a dash of travel talk. We've been cleared for takeoff.
The best meals are served outside and require a passport.
Ilenia, I totally would love to do that kind of a digital nomad lifestyle. Would love to get out there. I did a taste of it when I came out of university doing the cliched. Did a taste of it when I did the cliched backpacking trip after university for a month, but I was in Europe. It was a month. But I do know this. It was a grittier lifestyle. And there were times that I would have loved to have taken a break in a first-class lounge, a lounge in general. And, well, that was a little beyond the backpacking budget. But today we get that opportunity. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to stop down in the first-class lounge, move quickly here, and have a little bit of fun. And you may have several, what is a dream travel location from your past?
Bali.
Oh, yeah. Was that part of your
Bali,
nomad,
Indonesia.
or was this just a vacation that you were on?
No, I lived there for 8 months. It was part of my nomadic journey. It was beautiful. It's Bali is such a different world. It's a completely different world. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, we could spend the whole podcast talking about that because you saw my eyes light up and just almost get to feel it's a little chilly here today. And so I love the idea of being on some warm ocean breezes. Maybe that's on my future. What is a dream travel location for you in the future that you've not been to yet?
Japan. I would love to.
Oh, man. So Japan has come up multiple times in the recent past on this podcast. So whatever energy is out there, whatever Japanese tourism board is out there, it's working because people talk about it all the time. I had the opportunity to go, listeners and viewers know this, about a year or so ago when my son was studying abroad there. Brilliant place. Love it. So yes, get there. Food is fantastic. The people are wonderful. And my gosh, the logistics are spectacular.
Right.
It's just so easy.
Yes, and customer service.
Absolutely. Am I going to get this right? Omotenashi, I believe, is the term. And it is a brilliant Japanese concept. If I've slaughtered it, I apologize for those of you that know the Japanese language better than I do. What is, Ilenia, a favorite thing of yours to eat?
I love Italian food, obviously. And porcini risotto is my favorite dish.
Ooh, yum. Oh, that sounds delicious. And it's 9:30 in the morning. I shouldn't be hungry. And yet, oh my gosh, that sounds really, really good. Let's go the other way. Something you were forced to eat while you were growing up, but you hated as a kid.
Beans. I really did not like beans.
Okay, there's something here. Now, the episodes may not release back to back, but yesterday I recorded Francesca, and I'm forgetting her last name. I apologize, Francesca. And she's Italian living in France. And her answer to that question was beans as well. So I gotta do a little exploration of the Italian culture to understand this aversion to beans. It's just interesting that 2 days in a row that's come up. I can understand it though. Let's go back to travel as we exit the lounge here. What is one travel item, not including your phone, not including your passport, that you will not leave home without?
My camera. Is that allowed? Not phone camera, my camera.
Sam, I definitely want to get back to that story a little bit later in the episode.
Sure.
But it's also important that we take a little break. You mentioned people flying from all over the world to the Cleveland Clinic. And I imagine, especially if you're in the midst of a healthcare moment where you're taking a trip across the world to achieve a healthcare outcome, travel can be a little bit rough. And it can be nice to take a little break. And so the first class lounge can be a very enjoyable space inside of a trip. And I hope today the first class lounge is an enjoyable break for you inside of the CX Passport episode today. Let's move quickly here and have a little bit of fun. What is a dream travel location from your past?
Yeah. Thank you for sending me these questions in advance so I could think about them a little bit. I would say the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah.
Which I went to about 15 years ago now, I think, with one of my brothers and a good friend. And it's magical. And I'd love to go back sometime with my daughters and take the next generation to show them that very special place.
I really want to go there. I've heard such great things about it. My mom, my mom did a ton of travel and led people to places like that. It just sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go the other direction. What is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
Japan for me. I love the food. I'm sure it's even better there.
Yeah.
And I've heard this from a few different people, but saying it's a place where you can go and get completely lost and feel like you're completely, in a strange land where you don't speak the language and you're trying to understand the culture, but feel safe. And I just think there's something magical about that, where you can go and just immerse yourself and be free and sort of like be wandering around and exploring and not really worry and just sort of be lost in the moment.
Having done Japan for the first time at the beginning of this year, actually we did it starting in December, did through the holidays, I can attest to that. And yours is a description that I haven't ever said, but I will take forward. Absolutely. Get lost, but still feel safe. Such a wonderful place to explore. Yes, the food is better there than anything that you might have experienced, as you'd expect. Let's stay there. What is a favorite thing of yours to eat?
Pizza for me. What I love about
it's a good answer. I like that.
It's simple, it's easy, but I actually I love bad pizza, and I love really, really good pizza too. My neighbor and I make our own pizza. He has one of those fancy Gosney pizza ovens.
Okay.
And I have I have a very involved process of making my own pizza dough that takes 3 days.
And oh my gosh.
we make really good pizza, and we love it, and we eat it whenever we can when we get together and do this. But I'll also eat Domino's. And to me, that's the magic of pizza. It's good when it's bad, and it gets better and better and better when you really work at it to try and perfect it.
Boy, I like that. It's good when it's bad. Yeah, I'm with you there. There's no way that I'm doing a 3-day dough preparation recipe. Don't have the patience for that. But if I'm ever in your area, maybe I'll enjoy your
we'll have
3-day preparation.
We'll be happy to host you. We're always looking for an excuse to fire up the pizza.
I'm happy to be that excuse. Let's go the other way again. So growing up, what was something you were forced to eat but hated as a kid?
Yeah. Well, so especially in case she listens to this, I need to say for the record, my mom was and is a great cook. She did most of the cooking for us. But we were a margarine family when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I always had the sense that we were doing it wrong. We were on the wrong side of that divide.
Right.
Without even really knowing what I was missing. But when I would go over to some of my friends' houses and they'd have butter, I could taste the difference. And so I always knew that there was a better version of what I could spread on my toast out there. We were a margarine family.
I think a lot of us of a certain age saw margarine on the table when we really shouldn't have seen margarine. Somehow it got declared as being a healthier option, which we now know is not really the case.
Right.
So I can sympathize with you on that one. On that travel front, what is one item, not including your phone, not including your passport, that you will not leave home without?
Pretty nerdy here, I guess, but packing cubes. I big believer in staying organized while you're traveling.
You and I need to stop down here. Sometimes that travel can wear us out, and I'd like to invite you into the first class lounge to take a little break right now. We'll move kind of quickly here, but we'll have a little bit of fun too. What is a dream travel location from your past?
Oh, New Zealand for sure. I mean, I've been very, very lucky to go everywhere in the world that I want to go. But New Zealand, I've been a couple of times. As you can tell, if you're watching the video of this, my background is a lot of nerdery related to Lord of the Rings. So I've, been to the Shire. My mom and I actually did a road trip where we drove from Auckland all the way to Wellington and did the entire North Island. It's a ridiculous place, but I highly recommend it. If you get a chance to go or have 2 weeks left of your life, you spend it in New Zealand. It's the place to be.
Well, that's kind of a dark ending there, but yes.
I know. I didn't mean it like that. I don't know how that came out. It's the last thing you do.
If you have 2 weeks, if you have 2 weeks, regardless of the motivation behind it. Sarah, not only are the objects behind you, so is the feline off your right shoulder there. What is your cat's name and why?
My cat's name is Pippin. He's named after the Hobbit from Lord of the Rings. Pippin is my favorite Lord of the Rings character.
There you go.
We can go on and on about it, but obviously it's just
there you go.
For a ragdoll.
So as soon as you said New Zealand, I was like, oh, of course it's going to be New Zealand. Of
course.
Let's go the other direction.
Yeah.
What is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
Egypt. That's on my list. Yeah. My family and I, we actually had a trip booked for this Christmas. We were going to do a Nile cruise and have decided, just in the realm of, political thinking, we're maybe not going to go this year, but it's one of those places where I feel like I'm a student of history always. I think that the best decisions and thoughts come from seeing what other people did and kind of tweaking it to be the best version for you. And that comes across in a lot of the work that I do and a lot of the mentorship I do is asking about what is the historical context of this thing. And so obviously I'm really drawn to places like that, or Greece for the same reason. That's one place I've never been.
Look, you just adding.
Yeah, I could just I could go on and on.
Well, Egypt is a place that I've spent, I think it was 3 days. It was a work trip, so I've been there. I loved it. It was brilliant. I'd love to go back and do what you're describing as well. Greece is a place I've not been to yet either. It's on my actual dream list, and part of that is because of the food. So let's ask you this now. What is a favorite thing of yours to eat?
Gosh, you are really getting to the core of me right now, aren't you?
These are the deep questions, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I have weirdly disordered eating, and that like there are things that I especially at home, I'm just really consistent. I like to do the same thing every time. It's one less decision that I have to make every day. But when I travel, anything goes. There'll be anything in the world. So I would say definitely I'm a big cheeseburger aficionado. That's like top line for me. Yes. But I also really love experimental foods. I love cheeses from around the world. I love countries where cheese is your dessert. I just find that
yes,
we need to do more of that in America, right? We really do. We need to have better cheeses and think of them as an indulgence, not just something on the side. So yeah, I'm big on that. My favorite bread is a croissant. If you want to dive really deep,
I'm with you here. And what I'm laughing about is viewers know that I clip up these shows and drop a clip there on YouTube for the YouTube Shorts. And I'm really tempted to have America should be better with its cheeses.
Yes, clip, listen. I'm telling you, the more that you travel,
let's go the other way.
The more you travel, you have those experiences, the more you're like, gosh, what's wrong with us? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot that's good about us too, but yes, it shows you that there is more than one way to eat dessert. Let's go the other way. What is one thing growing up you were forced to eat, but you hated as a kid?
Squash. I have bad memories about squash.
I'm with.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say this is actually this is a better one, and it's not about when I was a kid. It was about when I was growing up and then in my 20s. New York style pizza is not good pizza. And this is a hill I will be happily dead on. Ooh. The sogginess, the pieces are too big, they're flopping around, the cheese is too greasy. Half the time there's no toppings at all. No. We've all pretended for too long that it's good, and I disagree. It is not good. It is not good.
Okay, so I know that there's at least a sizable percentage of the listeners and viewers right now that have just either slammed their keyboard or their phone down or whatever it is that they're using to watch this. I welcome all perspectives on CX Passport, even if I like kind of folding up the pizza and having a bite of it myself. But other than a shield, that I think you may need to carry a shield right now, what is one travel item, not including your phone or your passport, that you will not leave home without?
I really like these sugar-free vitamin C drink mixes that have electrolytes in them, but they're sugar-free, they're low carb. that's my tried and true way to just stay like without jet lag. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works, but I highly recommend them to anyone who's traveling. They're just good to have. When you're traveling, you're on your feet way more than you realize. Like people are walking around a lot. You're eating indulgent food. You're eating a lot of
Absolutely.
sugar, way off your diet. So it's a nice way to kind of center, I think, your body and your brain too. That's like my big thing. I would also just say is like another caveat: loop earplugs. If you've never gotten into loop earplugs, it's a lifestyle, and it'll absolutely change everything for the better for you. So that's my plug. If you're listening, loop earplugs, I'm available for influencer deals.
Enrique, I already now, I'm not exaggerating. I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, when can I actually book a flight? Like I'm intrigued by it. I definitely want to get the link to your sister's hotel in the show notes here. Off air, you can tell me some of the good restaurants to check out, because Guatemala is definitely bumping up my list. That the volcano one especially really caught me. I would love to be on that lake surrounded by volcanoes. When we travel, especially if it's longer than a 3.5 hour flight, it is nice to stop off in a lounge. There are some great global lounges. Today, you're going to get a chance to be a part of the first class lounge here in CX Passport. We'll move quickly here and have a little bit of fun. What is a dream travel location from your past?
Okay, so I haven't not traveled too much. I have traveled a lot to the US and also Central America and maybe Mexico, very close by. I haven't been to Europe yet. But I would say I had the opportunity to visit. I like beaches. I like the ocean. So I went to the Dutch islands of the coast of South America, and I think Aruba and Bonaire are amazing. Are just amazing. Bonaire is a little bit more rustic. It's smaller. But Aruba, the beaches and the whole development, the tourist development that is over there is just incredible. So I love that. I think that's the best place I've been.
Good call on Aruba. I need to get there. I haven't had the chance to hit that island yet, but the problem with this darn little first class lounge, it just makes me want to go places, and unfortunately, I actually have to do work, so I got to figure out a way to blend the work and the travel here. What about a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
Well, as I said, I haven't been to Europe, and I am a very avid and fanatic soccer fan. So visiting the stadiums over there is a plus. But what I would really like to do, I also like to eat, I like to have wine, and so my dream vacation would be just going through Italy, Spain, and France, and going to the small towns and trying different wines, and eating some good food. That would be just incredible. With a lot of time also, because you cannot be rushed. Yes,
that's right. Slow. There's something about Tuscany that is just slow travel inspiration. Absolutely. You mentioned food. What is a favorite thing of yours to eat?
Well, we like to eat a lot of meat. We have very incredible meat. When you come to Guatemala, you're going to try the meat and you're going to see the difference. And we like to do, like cookouts, and I like that. I like meat, and maybe have some vegetables on the grill, and that just over some wine or some beers, I love that.
Oh boy, I'm a fan. I like that category. Just what's favorite thing to eat? Meat and grilled vegetables. Sounds good to me.
Yes.
The other direction, though, what is something growing up you were forced to eat but you hated as a kid?
I was trying to think about that, and I cannot think about anything that my parents forced me to eat. But they were very conservative. I haven't eaten liver or some brains or something like that. I haven't had. There are some criadillas, which are I don't know if you know what they are, but
I don't.
They're bulls. I don't know if we can. Testicles.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters for us here in the U.S. Yeah.
Okay. And I also like seafood a lot.
Yeah.
I like seafood a lot.
Okay, so you have the real oysters, not the Rocky Mountain oyster. I can understand that approach. Well, Enrique, it is time for us to leave the lounge. What is one travel item, not including your phone, not including your passport, that you will not leave home without?
That was a great question, Rick. I love that question. And after thinking about it, I cannot leave my home and travel without this small rosary that I bought in Mexico. Uh, I am a believer. I'm not that religious. I like to go to mass, but I have this rosary that I bought in Mexico in the Guadalupe church there, and it's made out of rose petals, the beads. So I have it there in my night desk, and I usually carry it with me when I'm traveling out of Guatemala or in Guatemala as well, just to protect me. So I like to take that.
Really, I love that. And I've told brands, or I've said this, I think I've said this on this show, that there's almost a temptation to say, hey, why don't you disappoint a few customers so that you can restore their relationship and make it great again? Well, no, that's a bad idea. No, we never want to seek to disappoint. Yet what you said is so true. And I would like to, maybe off air, I would love for you to introduce me so that we can hear more of those stories of the turnaround. That opportunity to totally restore the relationship can create such a sense of loyalty. An area that has a lot of opportunity to restore relationships is travel, right? You've traveled the globe. There have been a lot of long flights. There's been a lot of hard trips. And one of the things that can be very nice on a long trip is to stop down in the lounge, take a little break in the lounge, enjoy a snack, enjoy a drink. And so today I want to invite you to do that. No drink, no snack. I'm sorry, I don't have that through the video screen here. But I'd like you to join me here in the First Class Lounge. And let's have a little fun here. I'm curious, what is a dream travel location from your past?
From my past, so that I have been already.
That's correct.
So Italy. Last year, I had the chance to spend 3 weeks in Italy with my sister, another half of that trip with my friends, and it was really a great destination.
Italy. What a wonderful place. I can see why that is the dream from your past. And to be able to spend 3 weeks there, that's really nice to do a little slower travel. And probably inspired you like Italy travel has inspired me to want to spend 3 months, 3 years there and really slow travel it for sure. What about going forward? What is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
I haven't been to the Polynesia Islands. I would love to go, or like even Hawaii. I haven't had the chance to go. So definitely, I think that side of the world really calls me.
Boy, that would be nice. It is. Getting out there would be delightful. Now, listeners, if you are a listener, you don't know this, but if you're a viewer, you may wonder, well, wait, why is Rick wearing a sweater and why is Mealy wearing summer clothes? That's right, folks. She gets to make us all jealous down there in Argentina in the summer weather. And so while I am thinking of beaches and wanting to get out there because it's cold, I see that Mealy, beach is just a part of your culture, and wanting to get out to Polynesia and Hawaii is just part of probably who you are and wanting to get out there. I have to call it out, though. I am jealous of your summer time frame right now, and wish that I were in a warmer place right now. We talked about Italy, and one of the great things about it is the food, but I don't want to lead you with that. In general, what is a favorite thing of yours to eat?
Yeah, I would have to say seafood, definitely. Yes. So I live in Argentina, but I don't know if you know that, but I'm actually from Peru. I'm Peruvian. So I love my Peruvian seafood. I love ceviche and all the goodies. Yes.
That is awesome. Yes, I have. I was actually really impressed by the seafood, which obviously Peru, there being on the coast, and the seafood culture. The sushi culture is spectacular there. It is really a delightful seafood culture. So I can see why that would be a part of yours. Let's go the other direction. What is something while you were growing up you were forced to eat, but you hated as a kid?
Yeah, yes, I like all of these liver. I had to, like, my mom always wanted me to eat liver because I was so like skinny and like didn't eat that much. But I could, like, she tried to give it to me in all different kind of ways, like in soup, like Milanese. Like, no, I just, like, I could try it a little bit and I already knew that there was liver on that dish and I couldn't make it. No, never.
Mealy, there's a bit of a host insider smile. One, I just love the story, but I am blown away by how often liver is coming up. Listeners, you'll realize that the episode before this one, what was the answer to the food? Liver and onions. So it is funny how this is coming up as a theme. I have stumbled into, I thought it was Brussels sprouts was the world's most hated, but I'm starting to realize it may be liver and onions that is the most hated. Let's close out the lounge with travel, Amelia. You have had the chance to travel the globe. You're all over the place. What is one travel item you won't leave home without, not including your passport, not including your phone?
That's a great question. I think like my sunblock. I am like I cannot leave I need it every day. I love being outdoors and outside and enjoy the sun. But yeah, have to take care of our skin. So yes, sunblock is the one that I will definitely bring.
We got deep there, and actually, you did the windowless basement. It's deep. Yep. We don't know how deep it is in Severance. We need a break. We absolutely need a break, and so I'm going to invite you here into the First Class Lounge. We'll take a little break here, have a little bit of fun, move quickly, but we're going to have some fun here. What is a dream travel location from your past?
You know, I have always wanted to go to that I've been to.
That's right, from your past. We'll talk about the future here, but what's a dream travel location you've been to?
You know what? I'm ashamed to say I've never left this country.
It's okay. There's plenty of great places here.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of beautiful places. I mean, I lived in Colorado for a long time.
Yeah.
I lived in northern Idaho, and talk about scenery, right? And I'm a photographer at heart. And so connecting on those very aesthetic levels is my jam. So anywhere that has to do with nature, I adore it.
Nice. So. Man after my heart there. My favorite place in the country, I believe, is the southwestern U.S., that desert kind of mountain and desert sort of vibe. But I do love Colorado. And there's plenty of pretty places here that are dream travel location for past. Heck, I had a guest on that'll, I think it'll be right before your episode, if not a couple, where he mentioned a place in the U.S. as a dream travel location of his future. I think we sometimes, when you live in a place, you don't realize, well, wait, we're exotic to somebody else. And so it's fantastic. Right. These are dream travel locations for folks all around the globe. What about going forward? What is a dream travel location you've not been to yet?
I would love to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah. Tell me why.
There's something about the Netherlands. And it's beautiful, right? Yeah. Just obviously it's scenically, but culture wise, it's incredible. It's just everything, right?
Nice. I like that.
Place. Yeah.
I kind of like that. It's just everything. I will give you one tip. I was there on a work trip years ago, maybe 7 years ago at this point, and I got there a few days early. And so before the work portion of the trip began, I actually stayed. It was an Airbnb, but it was one of the houseboats on the canals, and it was nice. A brilliant way to experience Amsterdam in the houseboat on a canal. So I will recommend that if you have a look into one of those elements that aren't the same as a hotel, right? Maybe a little less space, but it was nice there. What is a favorite thing of yours to eat?
Oh, I love pizza.
Yeah. Love pizza. Yeah, I think.
And now I'm in the Northeast, so.
Oh yeah, you're in the epicenter of it. Oh yeah, boy, you really have some good pies up there. You absolutely do. Let's go the other way. What is a thing growing up you were forced to eat but you hated as a kid?
Oh man, I could not accept fish sticks. I hated fish sticks. Hated them. In fact, I would hide them. Which my parents did not love.
No. Boy, of all the foods to sit idly in a corner somewhere for a few days, not the best choice.
No, don't do that.
Well, please don't hide any food in the First Class Lounge, because we are going to have to exit now. What is one travel item, not including your phone or your passport, that you will not leave home without?
It's got to be my camera, and not on the phone. My actual, DSLR. there's something special about having a separate camera, right? Like a different connection, right? It's focused on, well, no pun intended. It's it's a specialized tool, and so you really connect with it on that level.
Thanks for joining us this week on CX Passport. If you like today's episode, I have 3 quick next steps for you. Click subscribe on the CX Passport YouTube channel or your favorite podcast app. Next, leave a comment below the video or a review in your favorite podcast app so others can find and enjoy CX Passport too. Then head over to cxpassport.com for show notes and resources that can help you create tangible business results by delivering great customer experience. Until next time, I'm Rick Denton, and I believe the best meals are served outside and require a passport.